Hello, voice again, and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen. And it is Sunday, and I'm just preparing our Sunday dinner. And today it is pork chops, but these aren't just any pork chops. Look at how thick these pork chops are. Huge, aren't they? These you won't get in a supermarket. We bought these from a butcher's, and I'm going to give a shout out to the butchers. It's J&J Butchersin Warners End, Hemel Hempstead. I thought I'd have to ask for them to cut them to a nice thick size. I'm blaming Donal Skeehan because we saw him on Saturday Kitchen a few weeks back, and he was using similar chops, and it just made us, oh my god, we have to get a chop like that. So we're having pork chops. Now there's an awful lot of meat there, so I'm not doing any potatoes. I'm going to do vegetables with them, and the vegetables I'm doing, I have some red onion, some pointed red pepper, some yellow pepper, courgette, mushrooms, and asparagus. And also in there I've got some cloves of garlic that all I've done is I have peeled and I have just pushed down on the knife with them just for a little bit, so that it'll help release the flavour. And what I'm doing with my asparagus is I'm just going to peel it. Now you don't have to peel asparagus, it isn't necessary, but if it's woody then yes, do. Very rarely do it with British asparagus because it's fresher, but I believe this is probably from Peru, so it's had a longer journey, hasn't it? So that's it. That's just peeled the stalk of the asparagus. I bent the asparagus. Where it tore, I took off. The bottom bits there you could use for soup, asparagus soup, or add to any soup at all. So then I'm going to move you and show you what we do next. Right, now what I'm going to do next is I've just got some Italian salad dressing here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this because it's got the oil in and it's seasoned already. I don't have to worry about adding anything else in, and I'm just going to toss the vegetables in that to make sure, oops, that I throw them all over the counter. And that is all I need to do until it, oh, the smell is amazing, until it's time to cook them. So they can just be put to one side. And now onto our chops, and all I'm going to do, I mean that's my one, it's meaty enough, but look at the size of this one. Look at it, it's humongous. I need to wash my hands again now because right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to score the skin of the chop. So I've got a very sharp knife, and I'm just going to go like that all the way through, so that I've got nice little score marks all along the chop. And again, once it's done, because I don't want you to see me cut myself live, we'll be back. Right then, the chops have been, as you can see. So what I will do is, not now, just before cooking, I will season them, and then I'm going to give them a good sear, particularly on the skin side, and then we'll cook them. I have forgotten, but I haven't, I'm going to be adding tomatoes to the vegetables part way through cooking, but I just want to just look. I mean, how healthy does that look? I just couldn't become a carnivore, just only eat meat. I love my veggies too much. Anyway, we'll be back when it's time to season and cook. Right, I've dried off our chops and I'm just going to season them with some salt, some pepper, and on mine I'm going to use some fennel. And just push it all in, turn them over and do exactly the same on the other side. And I'm also going to turn them up and get plenty of salt on the rind. So push it in. And that, do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to use some table salt. Oh, that is a lot, but I'll rub it in and pick up what's on the board too, and then we'll go over to the frying pan because we're going to seal these chops. Right, I'm going to start off by apologising because I have to have the extractor fan on when I do this, and I've got my pan on and I'm just going to spray some avocado oil in there. Not much, don't need a lot at all. And then we shall start to sear these chops, but we want to get this pan nice and warm. And with the Ninja pans, you want to warm them before you put anything in them. So I've started it off on 500 on this little Abusi induction hob, and I'm going to turn it up now so that I can really get a fierce heat underneath it to start. That's nice and hot now, so we're going to go in with the bigger of the chops. You can hear the sizzle. So I'll get on with this and come back. Right, I have seared the chops on the edges and on both sides. So I'm just going to take it off of the heat and put it over there, and we'll get ready for the next stage. Well, what is our next stage? Our next stage is to put these into an oven. Today I'm using my Dreo, and I'm going to be using it on chef mode, sous vide style. So what I need to do is I have inserted the probe so that I know what temperature it will cook. Well, that the Dreo knows what temperature it will cook to. And then I need to arrange my chops in the basket so that they both fit. And they do just fit. I have checked. And let's get them in. They do fit. I got them in here. That's it. And then this inner basket goes actually into there, like so. And then I have to, you can't see, gosh, I sound like Kay's cooking there. Then what I have to do is attach the probe in here, like so. She says, not getting it right at all. Probe in, that's done, that's it, it's in. And then I'm going to just shut the drawer of the Dreo and move you once more. Now the Dreo is switched on and I'm going for chef mode, so I need to press start and go down to beef, go down to pork because it's pork I'm cooking, and again, yes, and what pork is it we're cooking? Well, we're cooking pork chops. And we want to, we've inserted the probe, that's fine, all done. We go across to flavour and we're going sous vide flavour. And to do sous vide, I need to make sure there's water in this container, which there is. And now I just press start and ensure that the tank has water in it. Ignore if already filled. That's it. I can do no more for the time being. If you don't have a Dreo, and I appreciate that you may not, you can put them in the oven at 180°C for about 35-40 minutes. It all depends on the thickness of your chop. Okay, so we'll be back in a while. Now we can move on to our vegetable part of the dish, and I'm using my Ninja Flexi drawer, and I have taken out the divider and I'm just going to go in with all these lovely veg that, as you know, they've got a salad dressing on. How weird, but just trust me, it actually works really, really well. And let me just rinse my hand off. Pop these in, and we are going to go, let me bring you in, we are going to air fry them, and we're going to go down to about 190, and we're using both sides, so it's mega zone, and it's on for 20 minutes, but I will keep an eye and keep tossing and turning them. And we press start, and that's it, that's all done. You'll see this meal when it's ready to dish up. Right then, dinner is ready. You can see the meat is probing at almost 67 degrees, so it is cooked. So Steve has some onions, some mushrooms, some tomatoes and asparagus, and that's his. And I've got everything, and that's mine. But you know what's going to happen? I'm going to take Steve's through and we'll be back for the taste. Our pork has cooked, it has rested, so now we want to know how it tastes. So let's get into it. I mean, I was worried I might need a steak knife, but it's not looking that way at the moment. And you know what, the minute I say that, no. Okay, still beautifully cooked, even though my pork chop was thinner than Steve's. I get people say, oh, I can never cook pork chops, they're always hard or dry. And the reason is we overcook them. Nowadays, pork can be cooked blushing. I don't know if I'd want it blushing, but a tiny bit pink is fine. So my pork chop is gorgeous. My vegetables are amazing, and I didn't have to do anything. My air fryers did all of the work. Now, try the trick with the salad dressing on your veg. Still, you'll be really glad you did, because it's an amazing hint. And that's it, that's the oil. You don't have to add any seasonings at all, despite the fact I've got some fresh herbs over there that I was going to add. But pork chops on a bed of Mediterranean vegetables. Absolutely delicious. So thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen, and I'm going to go and get on the outside of this, and I shall see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.